Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jim Hancock. Welcome back to another video. Today we have a phenomenal guest, part two of Motivations, a series that I do where I talk to a bunch of different people about what motivates them and their favorite hobbies or their real passions. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys stopping by. If you guys can do me a favor, please hit the subscribe button, like the video if you like the video, and share it with a friend. Catch you guys later.
Families. I teach my families you have to take baby steps. Like, you cannot have high expectations for your children. You cannot have high expectations for your parent, because then you're not going to meet those expectations and then you're going to be upset with yourself. And that was like a constant cycle I was having. I was like, oh, finally I'm averaging 20 viewers. Oh, it's back to 8. Oh, and finally I'm at 30 viewers. It's back to 7. And it's like I just hated that. And I was like, and so at this point, yes, I would love to do it in the future. I don't foresee myself getting it anytime soon, and I'm really okay with that. I mean, there are a lot of other things that I think I need to do first. And right now, my goal for 2022 is I said it is to put myself out there.
Yeah.
And to just really have fun and build on my own personal growth. I really want 2022 to be a personal growth year, and I think that as I go through that, I will meet a lot of people. I will meet I'll be exceeding expectations that I set for myself. I think I'm trying to lowball it just because I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to, oh, I'm not getting to that point, now I'm burnt out again. Like, I just
Right.
want to be consistent. I just want to like meet people and do my thing 3 times a week. And if it ever becomes a full-time thing, it becomes a full-time thing. But as of right now, I just don't think it's in the cards. But I think I mean, it is a goal. It's definitely a goal. I just don't think it's a reasonable goal for me right now. And I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
I like my community, honestly. I mean, I've seen people who have hundreds of viewers in their chat and there's maybe 5 people chatting. And I'm like, I have that. I literally have 5 people chatting in my stream and I have 15 viewers. Like, you know what I mean? So, like you said earlier, numbers don't define you. They really don't. It's about who's there for you, who's going to be hanging out with you, and are you having fun? I
Right.
think that's the thing. Are you meeting your expectations?
So I know that you said that you worked in the mental health field, and I know
I
that
do.
you stream, 3 days a week, and I mean that's obviously got to be tolling. We've talked about burnout all the time, and
Yeah.
but so I have to so. Yeah, obviously the show is called Motivations, so I feel like I have to ask you kind of a more general question. I mean, like, so, what makes you like just wake up in the morning and you're like, whew, I can't wait to go to work today. I can't wait to turn stream on. I am excited. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to conquer the day, make today's live day.
I like it.
Thank you.
Live every day.
Live every day.
Live, laugh, love. I love doing that. That is a great question. I think a lot of things motivate me. Right now, I think what motivates me is that I just get to live another day. Like, might as well make this day a good day, because you never know. Like, you never know what could happen. I think the pandemic really has set a lot for me, in terms of like realizations of life. Like, nothing's guaranteed. Sometimes don't laugh at me, but I love conspiracies, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, when this pandemic happened, I was like, this is a simulation. I was like, I'm not real. Like, there's no way that I'm alive out of so many millions, billions, zillions who have been alive, and I'm experiencing this right now.
It
freaked me out. I'm not kidding you. I had a crisis moment for about a month.
Really?
In April of last. I mean, I would wake up screaming because I was so scared. One day I woke up. This is so off topic, but one day I woke up, and I'm not kidding you. I woke up and I could not see anything. Like, I know, like, oh, it was a black room a little bit. No, like, you can see in your room even though it's nighttime. I woke up, I could not see anything, and when I learned about it, like that sometimes is like a trauma response or like an anxiety response, is like you have physical ailments happen. And so it was
Yeah.
really hard for me. And so what motivates me now truly is, I'm not kidding you, like I just want to live my life. I just want to meet people. I want to make people happy. I want to make people smile. My job is really hard. It's really hard. And but I just, anytime I have a client and they send me a text message and they got an A on an exam, or they send me something like, oh, I'm 300 days sober from, like, you know, self-harm, like that makes me
That's
so
fantastic.
happy. Yeah. And
Right.
so I know that I'm not going to change everyone's lives that I meet, but I can at least make somebody laugh once a day. Like that's my goal. And that's what gets me through the day, is because I've been there. I've been there where I really needed somebody to just make me laugh, and that's who I want to be. Like, I'm not putting the expectation that I'm a hero and I'm going to change people's lives. I'm just trying to make people laugh. I'm just trying to laugh and make
Yeah.
people smile. And that's what motivates me, is just seeing people who might be at an all-time low and being able to see them overcome everything they've been through. I
Yeah.
know that was cheesy, but that's truly
I mean,
that's
it's
truly what
true.
it is.
It's true. Which I think is the craziest part about all of it, is that, you know, it's accurate. You know, living every day and wanting to see people happy, it's something that motivates people.
Yeah.
You know, I think it motivates me, at least. I love making people happy. Oh my god.
It's
So
just such a good feeling.
it's so good. It's so good. I wish that a lot of
And honestly, seeing
Mhm.
yourself overcome things. Like I always like to look back, even though I know you're not supposed to, but you can look back in the past if it's for a good reason. I like to look back and be like, wow, I was really different then. Like I'm very content with who I am right now. Like there's definitely things I would love to change about myself, but it's more like physical things. But in
right.
terms of who I am as like an actual human, I will say I'm very satisfied with who I have become. And I think that's another thing that motivates me, is because I'm excited to see, you know, who I'll be in 5 years. Like obviously I'm going to be the same body, but I'm going to go through more things. I'm going to experience more things,
Yeah.
and I'm going to become more educated. And I think that's another thing. Like the future is very exciting. Like if you look at it as an
Mhm.
opportunity, it can be exciting. Don't try not to dread the future, because you can't control it. You can just control what you're doing now. You control your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, even I was talking to Katie, my girlfriend. She, every once in a while, I'll say something how I acted in the past, and she was like, "Oh my god!" And then I would respond with like, "Oh yeah, no, you would have absolutely hated me if you met me like
Oh my god.
maybe 4.5 years ago."
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's so true. I'm not kidding you. When I tell people, I'm like, if you met me in high school, you would have been like, ugh. Like it was just so bad. I was like, I saw this TikTok once, and it was like, everyone knows a different version of you, and I'm like, ugh, no,
yeah,
like, that is trauma. Like,
yep. I cannot even begin to tell you how many people I've apologized to for how I've acted towards you in the past, and they're all like, "Oh no, it's over. Like we're way past apologies." And I'm like, "Oh,
and
okay."
thank God for those people though, because there
Yeah,
are people out there who are like, nope, screw you, and it's like, all right, I tried.
yeah. And I think sometimes even that is like a wake up call too. Like you can't get away with
Yeah.
all that stuff. But
That is true.
I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of, you know, thinking of, you know, how your past self was, if there was one thing that you could go back to ask or tell your past self,
Oh God.
what would it be, and why would it be that?
We're gonna try to do it without getting teary-eyed.
Okay. I mean, you said that you cry a lot on stream, so I'm just ready for it. I'm trying to see some waterworks here.
I literally have gotten so much better with becoming desensitized with my clients, but still, I just love a good cry.
Oh, absolutely.
If I could tell myself one thing or ask myself, I don't think I would ask myself anything. I would
Okay.
probably tell myself, honestly, this is probably like the most basic answer anyone could ever say. But I would probably tell myself that it just gets better.
Yeah.
Like, really. like 16-year-old Olivia is a lot different than 20-year-old Olivia, who's a lot different than now. I'm literally turning 25 on Monday. And it's just so weird to think about that even myself, when I was 20, 21, I was going through a lot when I was 20.
Mhm.
And if I think I would probably tell myself at 20, like, just get up and go live your life, have the experiences, because it's going to shape you into who you are in the future. But like, it gets better and you're going to be fine. And you're going to be a streamer, which I would have never thought. I'm very antisocial. I'm very introverted. I'm an INFJ, if that means anything to anybody.
I'm an ENFJ.
I love people who are ENFJs.
Yeah.
We're basically the same, but just a little different.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing, except I love people. And I love energy. I'm not saying you don't like people. Oh, dear God, hold on. No!
Get the fuck
She actually
out.
came on the stream to tell everybody that she hates you. That's on me. I should have warned you guys ahead of time. Sorry about that.
Peace out. Bye.
But no, my girlfriend I think is also an INFJ, and she is.
To meet her.
Oh, she's fantastic. She but we'll go out and like I'll like, be like, yeah, I'm gonna introduce you to a couple of friends, and like, boom, group of like 13 people, and I'm like, these are my friends, and she's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it was a moment that I had to recognize. That's really when I realized the difference between introverts and extroverts is like, oh, there's actually like a very large difference. Got it.
Yeah. I like to put it as like, I like people.
Yeah.
I just only like people for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, there's a clock.
There's a clock that's ticking, and your girl needs to get back home to cuddle with my dog and watch Netflix and watch Twitch and watch YouTube and all the good stuff. Like, but yeah, I definitely have grown a lot in terms of really putting myself out there and just like living life. I mean, everyone goes through things. But it is important to remember, just because, you know, people are experiencing worse things doesn't mean that you need to feel bad about the things that you're experiencing. Because you don't have the skills in that moment to be able to cope, and that's why it feels like the end of the world. And I think that's an important thing to recognize as well.
Yeah.
Like, don't feel bad. I've had people make me feel bad about stuff, like people who are manipulative, and they're like, oh, well, you know, you could have it a lot worse, or, you know, it could have been worse. I don't like those things. Like, it was a bad time for that person, and like let them live that, let them cope with that. Just because there are worse things that have happened to other people doesn't mean that that person who experienced whatever happened is any lesser, or you know what I mean.
That's something that I've learned a lot too. I've had a lot of big moments in my life where I had to really kind of give myself a nice reality check, where I'm like, you know, yeah, this person, you might not think that this person knows, you know, what happened, but they're trying to empathize, or they're coping with it in their own way. And it might piss you off, but you need to get over yourself, because that might just be how they deal with things.
Exactly. Yep, I agree. That's a great. Yeah, I wish more people recognize that. But it happens. I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not super worried about it anymore. A lot of my friends actually are now just now going through that like phases in their life where they're like frustrated with people, and like people that are going through or like responding to a situation that you've been in and trying to deal with it that way. And it's something that I think that I at least have been through well enough where I can give them some sage advice on to not be frustrated or
Yeah,
to
exactly.
get over yourself.
Yeah, sometimes we just need like a slap. Go on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, so last question before I let you go. Obviously, you know, being an INFJ, you have that clock, that internal clock where you're like, yep, friend time is done. It's time for TV time.
TV time.
TV
I'm
time.
like a child. I'm a child. TV time. Cocomelon.
Time for shows. But you know, while you stream and while you work, do you really find yourself like kind of feeding off of the energy that people bring around you?
Yes, and chef's kiss to the people that I meet because I do feed off of people's energy.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes me like an empathetic person is if you're sad, I feel sad. If you're happy, I feel happy. And of course I have my own emotions. Like sometimes I'm happy and people are sad and that's just it is what it is. But you know, I do truly love streamers who are super confident in themselves and can just have a good time no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, if they're having PC problems, right? Like, obviously, you and I were chatting before this and we're like, oh, technical difficulties. Like, just make it a joke. Just make it
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
Like, it's not the end of the world. We got to talk. You have your mascot up there. Like, it's
yeah.
good, right? And so I do, yeah. I love streamers who, you know, I can match energy with, and I've met a lot of friends because of that. You know, sometimes people just need like a confidence boost, and you go in there and you talk to them, and they feel better, or you know, they're just already hyped, and you're like, let's go, and yeah, I don't know, like it's you know, I definitely at that stage where it's a little difficult to meet people just because I'm a little nervous because I don't want people to think I'm using them.
Right.
Like I've met a lot of people recently, like through Hover, and TikTok who have like a higher viewership, and I'm like, do I want to say anything, or should I wait until like their viewers go down? Should I go in at like a time where, you know, not a lot's happening, so I can just sneak in and be like, hi, like,
right.
So I don't know, like it's hard, and I have had people say that to me too, like, oh, I don't want you to feel like I'm just here because you know you have so and so viewers or whatever, and I'm like, no, like you are welcome. Trust me, my viewership is probably gonna go back down. Like I would love to get to know you. But yeah, I've definitely had people who have used me for that though, so I think that's why I'm hesitant.
Yeah.
To do that as well to other streamers. But overall, yes, I do love matching energies with people, and I just like if I'm not feeling very good, I do like to go into a stream that's like pretty calm. Like unpacking is like a new game, and I'm like, let's go. I'm gonna go vibe and watch people play unpacking. Like,
so I might be a boomer. What's unpacking?
It's literally a game where you unpack stuff.
What?
Yep.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
It's literally it's such a weird game. But like Animal Crossing, I mean, that's a good one, right? You know what Animal Crossing is, right?
Oh hell yeah!
Right?
I'm 25. I'm not 50.
Okay. Well, you're calling yourself a boomer, and I just said I'm turning 25 on Monday.
Right. But I'm already there. I'm experiencing it. I'm here. 25 is not that different.
Oh my god.
Wait, this is a legitimate thing. I'm so sorry to cut you off. What is this?
Oh, it's such a cute game. It really is. I want to get it. But like if I'm just like wanting to have a chill vibe, I'll go there. Power washing simulator, right, Taco? Like that one is really funny. People make that one pretty chaotic sometimes, but like power washing simulator. What was the mowing one?
Oh, lawn mowing simulator?
Sure. Is it really just called mowing simulator?
It is called lawn mowing simulator. And it is one that I really have wanted to get into, and I downloaded it like, oh god, like a day or two after the beta was done, so it was closed and like I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Oh, the dad the middle-aged suburban dad in me was so disappointed. So disappointed.
God, I hate when that happens. You're
I
like,
know.
gosh darn it.
I can't live out my dream. I had the Reeboks on the website ready to buy. I have my long white socks, my cargo shorts, and my polo that I tuck into my shorts with my nice brown belt, my glasses, and my long brimmed hat. And I was getting ready to hang out, grab an ice cold water, and I couldn't even play the game. It was just disappointing time, and I really hope that I can just recover.
Well, if you need any trauma therapy, I'm here for you.
Oh, thank God. I knew that I needed a friend like you. Anyway, that will be wrapping it up for us. If anybody has any questions, I would love to take part in the questions for Liv section of the interview. But if not, totally understandable. And if anybody has any questions afterwards, I mean, Liv, where can they find you to ask?
You can find me at pretty much anything /BunnyBooLive. You can find me on twitch.tv /BunnyBooLive. You can find me on Twitter at BunnyBooLive, Instagram, BunnyBooLive, YouTube. All Things Conspiracy is what it's called. I do have a conspiracy podcast. It's called All Things Conspiracy. You can find that on Anchor, which will then lead you to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I think that's it. Did I see it? Did I see what? Dead memes.
Oh God. What did I miss it too?
I don't know. I think Dead Memes Boy is just being a little troll.
I think. Okay, yep, Dead Memes does have a question. Is that a girl?
Oh.
Believe it or not, I do have women on the show. I understand the first 2 episodes were a little I don't know, too masculine, but you like to vibe out with everybody. My exactly. M's, my W's, my NBs, all of them. So yes.